Hey everybody, hey, this is Dave, otherwise known as Citizen Dave. We have an update. I know I did a video just a couple days ago. Well, we got a big update. First of all, welcome to hurricane season in Texas. If you've been watching the news and everything, we've got a hurricane and all that, and the vast majority of the people at the DOD, FEMA, and everything are doing such an outstanding job down there helping the civilians out there. The people down there just need the tools to get stuff done. They're doing such a great job down there. Unfortunately, this is what happened. You've got big government intervening again, and I can't make this up. I really can't. I just got a guy at the DOD told me that my favorite buddy, Mr. Jeff Garrett, has taken all the high water vehicles, the LMTVs, FMTVs that the military is donating right now, and guess what? He's up the DMIL code. They went from an A to a Q. All right, what does that mean? It means some of the vehicles can't be received by some groups now, and oh, by the way, there's a ton more paperwork. So he's actually slowing down the process for local communities and everything to get the vehicles, because they got to go from DLA to GSA to the states. And by upping the code to a Q, that means more paperwork slows down the process. We got a hurricane. You're slowing down the process intentionally during a hurricane because you're a bureaucrat and you love paperwork? What the hell? I mean, this is just nuts. Okay, so I just want to put out that from what I've heard from DOD officials is that the LMTVs and FMTVs that are needed desperately in the southern region, their DMIL code has gone from A to Q. Like I said, I can't make this up. All right. Next thing, Texas. Texas Surplus Property Division, along with all the other state surplus property divisions in every state, is doing an outstanding job. Support them if you can. If you're a 501c3 nonprofit, if you're a fire department and everything, they're great resources. They're doing an amazing job pushing thousands of pieces of equipment out right now. The state desperately needed stuff. They stepped to the plate. They got it done. I can't say enough about them. They're great and everything. Okay, next. My Houston trip. Okay. I actually drove down to Houston in one of the military vehicles I've got. Went around there, spent 4 hours driving around. Unfortunately, it was in between the big events, and I couldn't affect anything down there. But what I did see was no National Guard, no Army, no Reserves, or anything like that. They'd actually been pushed out to other harder hit areas and left the city to deal with the stuff with their resources they had, which is not a bad thing. But what I did see down there was I saw M35s, I saw M9 100 series 5 tons, and I saw some LMTVs that were not in the military anymore. They were being used by civilians, fire departments, and the state to effect rescues, which is outstanding. We don't have a civil defense anymore. We got rid of that in the early 80s, but we have enough people with former military vehicles to really make a difference in the way things are done, and without the vehicles, high water vehicles, a lot more people would be in a lot desperate shape. All right, so if you're a military vehicle collector out there or owner, hey, you did a great job. I saw you out there. I was the LMTV with the camouflage net on it. I know you guys saw us, so thanks much. Okay, moving on. All right. See this number right here? Okay. This is my IG complaint number. I did an IG complaint, and if you have the packet, if you have that packet in the back of it, there's my IG complaint form right here. There's the number for it. Now, I did an IG complaint, I did an addendum to the IG complaint, and I talked to one of the major investigators for 45 minutes. I almost killed my battery in my cell phone. All right, explaining that Mr. Garrett is abusing this, in my opinion, is abusing the system, and I've got proof to prove it, okay? Well, what happened last time was they sent the complaint to the DLA, okay? Well, it sounds like a logistical issue. You know, trucks, DMIL codes, everything sounds like a DLA, Defense Logistics Agency issue. So they sent it there. DLA went down to TACOM and the Army, which both of them for logistics. They said, oh, well, hey, the DMIL code is C for these vehicles. It needs to stay a C because that's what we figured out. because we went through the DML. What they don't say is the DML branch is over here. They work directly for the AT&L. They do not work for the DLA. So what happened was when the IG complaint came, they said, okay, it must be a logistics issue. They're sending the report or the investigation to the DLA. The DLA indirectly works for the DML branch. So what they did was they sent the investigation to the DML branch to investigate Mr. Garrett. Okay, so the DLA asked the DML branch if Mr. Garrett was doing anything wrong. DML branch said, nope, okay. No, all okay. Here's the thing. Who do you think did the investigation at the DML branch? Mr. Garrett did. So IG asked the DLA to investigate the DML branch. DML branch, they sent it over to the DML branch to investigate Mr. Garrett. Mr. Garrett said that he's not doing anything wrong, sent over there. Then they asked the Army and TACOM if they're doing anything. Well, here's the thing. The Army and TACOM over here, they get their orders directly from the DML branch. So if they go IG, check DLA, DLA check TACOM, TACOM say, hey, is DMLC the proper way to go? Sure is. Why? Because the DML branch said so. Well, who's DML branch? Mr. Jeff Garrett, GS-14 over there. He's the DOD DML guy. I can't make this stuff up. This is why so few people have faith in the IG. All right, I got another couple friends. They have IG reports right now. Okay, they said it to. They have a complaint against Mr. Bund. Okay, he's the G1 over there. Okay. Now, what happens is they get sent to the DLA. DLA asks the G1 if they're doing anything wrong. G1 says, no, we're fine. Why? Because Mr. Garrett is, or Mr. Bund is the one that investigates them. And so they send it back to the DLA. Well, we're all good. DLA sends it back to IG. Oh, we're all good. So what's happening is the IG, both the DLA and the DOD IG are, I don't know if it's intentional or what, because I spent, and here's the deal. I sent them this packet, okay? I asked them to read the forward. This is the forward. You can have it. It explains what's going on. I said this whole thing to them. I said, please just read the forward. It'll answer a lot of questions. They said it's not their job to read the forward. They're just going to send it to the DLA. DLA can read the forward. All right. This is why so many people hate the system right now. You have, instead of the IG going to the AT&L and saying, hey, this guy down here, there's a complaint against. Instead of going like this, it's going down like this, going up the stream and not over and around the stream. Okay? This is how an investigation should be done. Somebody up here, his boss, needs to go and say, Mr. Garrett, we want to look into you. You have a complaint. Okay, fine. It's not what's happening. They've got people that work for him investigating him. It's just nuts. I know, but you know what? After talking to the IG, after seeing this stuff, because I filed a DLA IG complaint, and I filed it. The next day I called up to the headquarters section up there, and they told me that the DLA IG complaint was squashed in 1 hour. All right, it took 1 hour to investigate and figure out there was nothing wrong. How do you do an investigation in 1 hour? And this was the first one. It wasn't like I put in a whole bunch of investigations. This was the first investigation I did a few months ago. It said, hey, I have concern with the DML codes. Within an hour, 1 hour, they said, no problem, no issues here. Okay, so here's why the DOD IG has no credibility, in my opinion. Okay, instead of going finding somebody to investigate him, they let his subordinates investigate him. If you don't believe me, boom, there it is. Do a Freedom of Information Act, or just request information. I don't care. This is all open. Everything I'm doing is open, so that's good. All right, so that's check it out. Did in a 10 minutes, and I'm out of here. Thank you very much for watching. Please keep sending me stuff, guys. Mr. Bill, the guys that work up the building, I appreciate it. Thanks much. Marines, Army guys, thanks much. Bye.